Doing what President Trump did by signing this order, I think he exposes the agenda of the left, because they said, listen, the president needs to take care of this. He can take care of it with a phone call to his attorney general or by signing an executive order. And when he did that, they're like, how dare he do that? How dare he, make sure that these people are detained together? We shouldn't be detaining them at all. Like that, they changed their narrative.
Well, and I think that that's going to continue to happen. One of the things in Senator Cruz's bill is that these children will be able to remain in detention facilities with their parents once, mind you, as Secretary Nielsen has said, part of the original purpose of this law was to make sure that coyotes and cartels, when they were bringing minors across the border, were actually legally related to them, because we do have a human trafficking problem. And I know that you and I want to do everything physically possible to make sure that young girls are not being sex trafficked into the United States or used as slaves by these cartels and these evil human beings. So that is a factor of this that I think still needs to be considered. There needs to be a multi-step process to make sure that these children, if they're traveling with adults, are indeed related to those adults, and then they can be kept in a facility together. But I know that the argument that the left is going to make in the future is, well, we shouldn't have detention facilities at all because they're comparable to internment or concentration camps. We're
already hearing that on Twitter.
Yep.
We already hear as soon as President Trump finished, as soon as he set the pen down from signing that order, the narrative from the left changed. They had started out by saying, how dare you not detain these families together? How dare you separate them? And now they're saying, how dare you detain these families at all? How dare you keep them in detention centers? It's inconsistent. And that's what I said. The legality, I guess, of the executive order aside for one moment, and I don't like to put that sort of thing aside, but it does expose the hypocrisy that's behind the Democrats' outrage of this. And I'm not trying to impugn people saying, listen, you don't care about kids crying. We all care about kids crying. But they are, make no mistake, using these children as political hostages to try to hack President Trump and Republicans. There's no doubt about that.
And it's something that we've seen repeatedly. Let's go back to 2014 when we had the minor migrant crisis right here in California and lots of parts of Texas. And Republicans at the time, from Marco Rubio to Rand Paul, were saying, hey, we need to do something about this. We need to make sure that ICE has enough funding, that the Department of Homeland Security and Health and Human Services has enough funding, because in that position, there were no parents to pick up those children. There were no parents to be detained in facilities with those children. And it was a big problem that we saw our foster care system did not have enough families or homes to be able to take these innocent children in. So I think that, there are multiple levels of faceted details that need to be hammered out to make this an issue that is fixed for the long term. And Republicans, going back since before 2014, were willing to do that. And you're entirely right. After a mass school shooting, what do Democrats do? They use it as a talking point in a political narrative, and they're doing the same thing with children at the borders right now.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.